I kind of like that name. Volume.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you are new, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. We're going to be going over Shou Lao, the Undying. Not like over his kit, more like over the conversation that's been going on with the community, which is potentially talks of him being too strong and needs nerfs. Um, I'm not pro nerf, I'm more pro buff, but we'll just kind of briefly talk about what's going on. So, his popularity 29%, his win rate 62.1%. Very strong for a opening season pass card. Very, 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 very strong. Weapon X was nowhere near this, and I think Spider Punk was also nowhere near this. 5/8. On reveal, give the last character you played plus 3 power for each turn you play 2 or more cards. And there's a little stack icon right there, a little stacker. This guy is strong. I think the issue isn't really with this card. Well, it is with this card. Obviously, he is too strong for the most part. Too strong. But also it doesn't help when the meta is so overwhelmed with this guy that there's not really like it's still early, so there's time to learn how to play against him. Like I think Shadow King might work. Cosmo, if you can predict where he's going. You do have the option of Killmonger into Kitty, which might work if you can predict it. RNG, but if possible. Like, yeah. Let's talk about his deck because it's his deck. It's such a good deck. So, Kitty Pryde, Nico, Hydra, Athena, Lockheed, Angela, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, that is, Merlin, the Human Torch, Elsa, Bloodstone, Scarlet Spider, and Shou Lao, the Undying. The cool thing about this deck is it's self-reliant. Like with other decks, for example, like Destroy, if you're running Null, you want the other player to be playing Destroy. That way you can play a big Null. Null is definitely better when there's 2 people destroying things, or if you're able to mass destroy their field or whatever it is. Like there's enough ones in here where you can technically get a couple kills with it, with Killmonger to make your Null bigger. This card's in an awkward situation because this card doesn't have like a Shou Lao in its deck, really. It has like Weapon H and Apocalypse, but like you're not really playing those. You're playing Dracula or whatever it is to try to get really big, which can be pretty good. But like when it comes to like consistent wins, it's just a little gimmicky. Balance has got slightly better, I think, with the release of the Iron Fist. I think the new Iron Fist is pretty okay. It's a healthy guard. Like, there's a bunch of decks you can talk about. Like the Iron Patriot deck is okay. You have the actual Patriot Ultron deck, which is really good right now for the new players that are stepping in this game. It's just this deck is built different because of that unit right there in the end. Shou Lao is just a little ridiculous. Now, before we rush into saying we should nerf him, which is a healthy conversation to have, depending on how you do it, I would prefer seeing other cards get buffed. Like off the top of my head, Weapon X probably could use a buff. You have Phantom X that could probably use a buff. What other cards of recent release could use a buff? You know, like we can go through the recent releases and probably find a few cards that were decent and good. Some cards were under buffed or like released, but kind of like eh. And then you had cards like Maverick, which were good. Like Maverick was probably really strong. No, Maverick was. I don't want to say Maverick was the strongest out of the last match, but that was between that and like fastball. But like fastball's issue is more so it needs more cards to go into the deck. Like depending on how you run it, obviously you have Nimrod or whatever, and like the Galactus deck. But that's not gonna beat this deck. No, 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 no. I wouldn't. It wouldn't even come close. Um, this deck's built different. And it all comes down to I think Shou Lao being too strong, which is why I would prefer it if other units for other decks got tweaked, changed, adjusted to like be a little better to see what happens with the meta. If we have more if we have more competitive cards that can go in other decks and it's just not a blowout, I think that would help make the variety of the decks in the meta at the moment a little bit more spread out and not so Shou Lao focused, because everyone's gloating about this dragon. I personally don't like this dragon. I don't run him. It has nothing to do with how good he is or how bad he is. It's just I don't like using overpopular. I don't like using overused, like overpopular cards. I prefer using your Phantom X's, which I don't have yet. If I had them, I'd totally use them. I prefer using, well, at least I used Destroy, which was really popular, but like I joined into the game when they were forcing that into your hand. Like it wasn't really on me. As a first deck, it was just forced on me. So yeah, this is a whole different kind of like can of worms. It's not like you can't build this deck as a new player. As you can kind of see, I have 4 of the cards and I've been playing for a month. Um, so it's not like ultra new player friendly, but there are versions of Shou Lao decks that you could potentially use. It's just this one is obviously the popular one because it's like the best one. Well, I don't know if it's like the most refined or best one or just the most popular one because it's like in the website at the moment. I'm sure there's other Shou Lao decks that are like super insanely good that might be better in this one. It's just this was the popular one for whatever reason. It's not even. It's just easy to use, I guess. So so yeah. Does he need a nerf? Probably. Is there a way to nerf him easily? Probably not. You could make him 5/10 and then turn this to +2. I don't know if that does anything or if it makes him like way worse. I don't know. The math nerds will have to math it out. Here's what the meta is looking like at the moment. I don't know how accurate this is, like past a certain point. Like this might be just for like 60s to 79s. Once you get higher, which I can't do, but like once you get to like 100 plus, it's just like it's just Shou Lao. It's just Shou Lao. Constantly just Shou Lao this, Shou Lao that, Shou Lao that. It's like eye draining. It's just excuse me. It's just numbing. Seeing him in everyone's like to see like you could play 5 games, and 4 of those games are probably this stupid deck. So yeah, not not the most not the best way to make a meta, right? If it's just one deck being ran. That's probably why it's not an A tier, honestly, is because everyone's using it against each other, and it's just so popular that it's like this is like deceiving. Unironically, it's the best deck, but like statistically speaking, it's probably down here just because everyone's running it, and like one's gonna win, one's gonna lose, right? So it's just constantly going win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. Where the Patriot deck is just kind of like winning these early games because it's really easy to win these early games, right? So like the higher up you go, the more um the more you'll see this deck, right? Like Destroy is completely fallen off. Can't really run Destroy anymore. Discard is kind of dead. Weapon X has never really been on, to be honest. We have Ender Turn, which was okay at a point. I know there's Zombie Shou Lao as well, which is fun. Which is another Shou Lao deck. Bounce has just got a buff, so we'll see if that new Iron Fist does anything. I don't know if it will, maybe a little bit, but I just don't think it competes against the dragon. So like in my opinion, I think the best way of balancing this deck is just to leave it alone at the moment. Maybe give it another week or so, and send the buff patch, buff Weapon X, buff Phantom X, buff something else. Like just have like a list of 5 cards for multiple decks. Like not like 5 cards for each deck, just like a card picked out from each deck that's on the team, but like kind of only there because they have to be, that are struggling, or like recent release cards within the last month that have done underwhelming performance, and give them a slight tweak and see if that does anything to the meta. I think that would be a good way of doing it. Phantom X is like the first one I think of, and then Weapon X is the second one I think of when it comes to like cards that could use some buffs. Weapon X is okay, but like if he doesn't start in your hand, he has his issues. Phantom X has got too many loopholes to jump through to really work efficiently. You need to discard and destroy, and it's just awkward. And even its effects not even that crazy, not compared to this new unit, who's the season pass. So like I think things like that. I think if you just focus some units that are like newly released that been out for like a little bit, but not like overly long, and they're obviously underperforming, I think you should buff them a little bit and see if that helps at all. If that doesn't help, then you resort to nerfing. But like soft nerfs probably don't cut the dragon's wings off completely. Just kind of kick it down a little bit to see what happens. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Um, what are you guys mainly running into? Like once again, once the lower you are, the more variety of decks you're gonna run to. The higher you go to, the more of this I'm gonna see. Like as soon as you hit like 95 to 100, you're gonna see nothing but this. Well, mostly nothing but this or Patriot. I know Patriot's pretty popular, but this just Dragon's stupid. Dragon is truly stupid. But I would rather see other cards get buffed first before we resort to nerfing, in my opinion, because he's a battle pass card for one. People spend money on it, and two, it would help out the meta. Seeing like these other cards that they released that are underperforming, like hey, you know, not where we want them to be. We're gonna try adjusting some things and see if we can make them where we want them to be. So I don't know. I just think other decks need to be a little bit. I think other decks need to be touched up a bit more to bring them up, and instead of us like getting destroyed by this current card. Because unironically, the next card is dropping, the Fing Fang Foom. At least that card, I don't think is gonna be broken. The one after, that one could be another problem card potentially. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think other cards need a buff? Do you think both need to happen? And if you were to nerf them, how would you fix them? Let me know in the comments below. Peace.